Hey, folky folks. We are here. Is anybody else here? I see Tia's here.
Mhm. I'm here.
Can you hear us, Tia? We got to do our normal pre-show checks. Oh, yep, sounds
Yes.
good. All right. Well, while we're waiting for a couple people to get in, um, how are things been going? How was your Easter? How was everybody else's Easter?
My Easter was great.
It was. Trying to remember. Oh, I actually saw my family on Easter too.
Yeah.
So we kind of separated this Easter. Tia went to her parents. I stayed up here because I think my mom wanted me to be here with the constant pestering I got in emails. So I went ahead and we had a very nice dinner with my extended family, and it was nice. So yeah, and Tia got to see her parents and got a whole bunch of brought back a whole lot of Reese's. One of these days we won't have all the candy in the house, but until then, it is what it is.
Probably not.
No.
That's just how it is.
All right. Well, I guess what we're going to do is anybody who wants to see the stuff we're about to show, they can go back and watch the replay. Are you ready, Tia,
I am
for the
ready.
most important part of the show? Are you ready?
Don't
I was on
forget
the
to hit
wrong.
unmute.
I was on the wrong
Did you
screen.
hit unmute?
Yeah, you heard
Okay.
me.
Mug of the day.
There we go. All right, mug of the day. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so mug of the day. Going on a theme here. What mug do you have, Tia?
I have the 2023 Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend mug. And I think we've shown this one before, but since we're talking about registering for Marathon Weekend,
And in runDisney in general.
but mostly registering for Marathon Weekend,
But mostly Marathon Weekend.
we have this one again.
And this is the error mug.
Yes,
It was on the shelves, and then they found the error, and they took them all off.
because on the icons up here, there is Tower of Terror, the Tree of Life, Spaceship Earth, but there is no Cinderella Castle.
Oops.
Whoopsies.
But it's on everything else, I believe. Yeah. On the back of your shirt. And then my mug of the day is the Princess 2022 Princess Half Marathon Weekend, which I think we just did the 5K on this weekend. So
Say that again.
2022 Princess Half Marathon Weekend. What'd I say?
I don't know. It just sounded weird when you said princess.
Princess. Oh.
You say princess.
Princess.
And I say princess.
Well, my family's from the north, yours is from the south. I go princess. Just like I pronounce it Greenville, and she pronounces it
Greenville.
And now is the new segment we have. I guess it's not new anymore. It's been a month old. But whatever it might be, I will get it up here and there.
T-shirt time.
There we go.
Okay, so mine's not technically a t-shirt, spirit jersey. It's also from the 2023 Marathon Weekend.
And it's got
a whole bunch of characters.
Everything
on the
that's
back.
on here is what's on the back. So it kind of looks like that on the back, except it's got the Cinderella Castle. And this one's surprising. You said this one was a small, right?
Yes.
She typically wears a medium, but luckily, while we were there, she was able to try it on. Like a fuzz on my tongue. She was able to try it on, and the medium looked like a tent. So she got the small. So remember, try things on.
Always.
Don't just assume that it's the right size.
Always.
Because
we had an try on spirit jerseys.
Oh,
just
yeah.
in case.
We had an issue a couple of years ago with, I don't know, it was one of the race weekends at the expo, and it was the pass holder shirt, and they
It was
ran
from this year.
Oh, it was that year.
Mm-hmm.
They ran super big. So the pass holder shirt, I don't remember if we had pre-ordered or anything like that, but we had the pass holder shirt, the normal size we wear, the large. We ended up getting a medium because the large was gigantic. Always try things on. Moral of the story. I was about to hold up my mug again. My t-shirt is actually a t-shirt that we made for marathon weekend because as you'll see as we go through some of these topics here, things can happen during registration, and the joke during marathon weekend was we're working on it. This page is temporarily unavailable. Rest assured, we'll be back soon, so please try again later. That happened during marathon weekend registration for 2023. And I got to show the back of it too, because this is the little screen. I don't know, can you see it in the picture?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Everybody got a kick out of the shirt, and there was actually during the race we saw a group of people that were in line, and it was this stuff. It was a train of them, and they all had a piece of it. Do you recall that?
No.
Oh, maybe that was when I was running the half marathon. I don't remember, but I think I'm sure I took like half of a picture of it and sent it to you. I don't know. So yeah, just unexpected things will happen. Just assume that during registration things will happen. All right. Oh, Tia's mom is here.
Oh,
Speaking of
hey!
Easter, hello, Tia's mom. All right, you need to like text Susie and be like, "Where you guys at?"
You already did that.
I just texted him the link. I didn't say where you guys at.
Ugh, whatever.
Okay, where are we going? We
I
are
don't
going.
know.
Oh, all right. So what we're talking about today is, we're talking about Run Disney registration specifically.
Yes, because registration for the 2025 marathon weekend is coming up this week on
Tuesday.
April 9th.
It happens at 10 a.m. That's when the virtual queue officially opens. But again, we'll talk about that later. So we want to give you an idea of things to expect on registration day, because there's just a ton of things that you just don't think of. So when you sit down at your computer or computers, as it were, when you do this, you'll be ready to go. So let's start with things that you should know beforehand. Start from the top.
Oh, you want me to read this?
Yeah.
Things to know. Run Disney began providing an annual event and registration calendar. Yeah, so that's been on their website for a while.
Yeah.
So that
Oh,
you
whoops,
know,
I didn't. Go ahead and keep talking.
so that you know when registration for the events are. And it's coming.
There it is, right
There
there.
it is.
And this banner is at the top of their page, so that's nice and convenient. So you can see.
Yeah, and this includes Walt Disney World and Disneyland, as
Yeah,
you can
Disneyland.
as you can see there. The Halloween registration has already happened for Disneyland, but we are talking Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend, which is always in January. So if you're Club Run Disney, you know all about this because you've already registered on April 2nd. But for general registration, that's going to happen on April 9th, which, as we said, is coming up this week.
And then all the other registrations are up here as well if you're ready to do those.
Run Disney races sell out quickly. So you need to know going in what you're registering for. Don't sit down in front of your computer and be like, oh, I think I might register for this one or maybe this one. No, you need to know.
Yes.
Prices include a 6.6% platform service fee.
This is actually on the website.
Meaning the price shown is what you will actually pay. And then there's a breakdown once you actually get into your registration of, all the taxes and fees and all that good stuff. But the price you see like on the front page is what you will pay. So what this one is a half marathon.
Half marathon, yeah.
So half marathon registering between April 9th and October 7th. That's
By
cute.
that, she
That's
means
cute.
registering on April 9th, because there
That's
is no
cute.
between here and there.
That's cute, Disney. Yeah, it's $224 just for the half marathon. Very rarely and occasionally a race will open back up, but you got to be on
You
that.
got to know it's there. Just be perusing one day and it's open. You go, oh,
Yeah, you got to follow all the like Team Run Disney, Facebook, Instagram, because they somehow keep up with all that and they will put on, hey, this race just opened back up. So, but that's kind of few and far between. So, what to have on hand the day of. Now, Brandon normally does our registration. His work schedule is a little more flexible to allow him to just sit in front of a computer and wait in the virtual queue and get us registered for everything. So
yeah.
he gets to
So,
deal with that stress.
yeah, and sometimes Tia will be, she'll be either at work or downstairs working or whatever, and she'll have it up on a device somewhere. But what to have on hand the day of? Let's start with a whole lot of computers and browsers open. So just have, you don't need to be on the same computer because it doesn't like that, but have like a Firefox or a Safari or a Windows, whatever their Edge is called or whatever, different browsers open, different computers. I have a Mac computer, I have a Windows computer, I have a laptop, I also have a phone. So all of these are opened at the same time because you never know which one's going to get in first, because what they do is they put you randomly into a virtual queue. At least that's what it says. Let me see here if it's up here. Okay, so right here, you can see that it says, please keep this page open and do not refresh as you prepare for the registration process. Please note that the race events may sell out. You're not guaranteed fully processed. Oh, it doesn't actually say it on the screen. Usually it does. You're getting put randomly into the virtual queue. You get in early, and once virtual queue opens at 10, then they randomly put you in a spot, which I think is ridiculous. It's like a lottery system almost.
So it's not like a first come, first serve.
Like if I get in there, at 9:45, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be the first one in line. They might decide to put me at like 100,000 because that's where they plopped me in randomly. And on some of the things it actually says you'll be randomly placed, but I don't see it here. But have lots of computer and browsers open because one of them may say 59 minutes, one of them may say 3 hours. Next thing is Run Disney socials.
Yeah, I have the Run Disney Facebook and Instagram. Also, other Instagrams. Team Run Disney. I don't think that's official, like Run Disney Run, but they usually have a lot of updates. So, in case on registration day, the site has like officially crashed, they will put it up on their socials and things like that.
Which it did for the last run marathon weekend. Let me see. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. There it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this happened during this one, which is hence the shirt. It says, "Thank you for your patience. Registration will open back up at 12:30 Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m." Now, registration opened at 10. The site crashed. Couldn't get their crap together. They were fixing it behind the scenes, and nobody knew what was going on because they didn't really let people know. So when people started asking questions on the socials, then finally Run Disney was kind of updating things after a few hours, and everything got fixed. But
Mind you, this happens on every single registration day, pretty much.
not that bad.
No, not that bad, but chaos.
Chaos. Oh
ensues.
yeah, no, chaos ensues. Have the socials open. And usually they put the same thing on all of them. Sometimes there's a little bit of information more depending on who is finding what. So just be aware of that. I think we kind of mentioned this a little while ago. Register now. Do not register now. Be in early, as in don't wait until tomorrow.
As in that one page said, general registration from this date to this date is this much, and then starting on this date it's this much. Beginning October 8th, it won't be available. It won't be available. Chances are on April 10th.
Yeah, go watch some of our videos that we have on Run Disney specifically, and I've got registration days up there, and you can see how fast they sell out. I believe we registered for this. I think I actually got in at like 12:35 or something like that because it opened at 12:30, and we we got done, went back in, refreshed the page, and by like 1 o'clock it was completely sold out. So, and it happens for every single race, except for like Tia said, occasionally maybe one will pop in and you just have to know about it.
Mhm.
So don't plan on if you think you might want to run, you need to be ready the morning of. Don't say, I think I might want to run. Let me see what happens on April 10th or April 9th at 3 in the afternoon because it's sold out.
Unless you're at the, thought process of, "Oh, if it's still open, I'll run," and you don't really care, but if you are set on running any of the races April 9th as early as you can possibly log in.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So register now, be in line early. We'll get to that in a second. Let's see here.
Registration, having your information ready to easily copy and
There we
paste.
go.
Names, addresses, email, your credit card info, have that all readily available. You can yourself register other people, but make sure you have all of their information as well. Their name, obviously, email address, phone number, address, shirt sizes, all that stuff. So you don't have to be like, oh God, I don't know. Let me text them and wait for them to get back to me.
Yeah. Registration is a bam, 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 bam. You are literally going as fast as you can during registration because while you're registering, things are selling out. Like when you get in, you don't, you don't like, you're not at the front of the line now. You are just in there with like 100,000 other people also registering, and whoever's got the
And
fastest
because
fingers.
it's in your cart does not mean
does
by the
not.
time you're done filling out your information, it'll still be there.
Yeah, and
It
anybody
won't.
who has bought anything from Shop Disney, you see it in there and you put it in your cart and you think it's still in there. When you hit go, it says, oh, it looks like other people like the same thing you did. Same thing happens on Run Disney registrations. So fast, fast, fast. All right. Next thing, I think that's the end of that list. We're going to get into what to expect the morning of. We've kind of hinted on a little bit of this, but let's talk about this.
Yeah, so we did talk about this. The virtual queue opens officially at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. Um, but I think I have, oh, here we go. But be ready early.
Yes.
Sorry about that. Be ready early, as in typically, the virtual queue, like the screen will go green. I think I have a picture over here. That's not what I want. Ah. Okay. Well, typically what'll happen is your little things right here. We're going to look at this screen. This is the Run Disney website right now.
Oh, those things.
Yeah,
I was like,
these
what are you
little squares right here.
Okay.
It'll say right now it says registration opens soon, but typically what it will say when registration is ready to go is this will turn green and it will say register now. But basically my advice to you is this. Refresh, 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 refresh. And I will do it starting at about 9 o'clock because you never know. Like for registration for the Marathon Weekend 2023, registration for you to get into the virtual queue started at 9:41. Is this what I'm looking for? Ah, here we go. Refresh, refresh, and they're open. Doesn't matter which one you click on, just click on one, and it should put you in the virtual queue as soon as I click on it. Here we go. Going, going, going. We're going to click on it. I think I'm yelling at Tia. There we go. Then it puts you in the virtual queue. And then from here, you just basically sit and wait. Thank you for your patience. And you just literally you just sit and wait. Let's see here. Gonna turn that off. Gonna turn that off. I think that's everything. Do we get everything in there?
Yes, we did.
Some people say that if you refresh the screen, I'll go back to this real quick. They say if you refresh the screen, or if you don't refresh the screen, it'll refresh itself. And that may be the case, but it takes a long time to refresh itself. Just hit refresh. Once you see it go green, click on it. It doesn't matter which one you click on. If you want to run the 5K, but all that's open is the Dopey Challenge, click on the Dopey Challenge. It puts you in the virtual queue. You're good to go. Don't wait for the 5K to open up because the 5K might have a glitch and it might just not open up. The first thing you see, click on it. I think we are, oh, I already did that. Let's go to part 3. There we go. Okay, once you're in the virtual queue, you kind of saw what we were doing over there whenever I was doing the video. What should we do? I think we're right here.
Wait.
Wait. Do not refresh. I think it actually says on the screen, do not refresh.
Yeah, so the refreshing of your screen is to get it, those green boxes to come up and say, hey, registration's open. But once you're in your queue, don't refresh your screen.
Yeah, it says it right here. Keep this page open. Do not refresh as you prepare to begin the registration process. Please note that registration may sell out and your participation is not guaranteed until your registration and payment are fully processed and you receive the confirmation email. So make sure you look for that confirmation email. All right. The countdown. They give you a countdown, and it may not be in any of these pictures. Oh, yes, it is. It's right here. Okay, so you get a countdown, and
well,
even
it says approximate wait time.
Approximate wait time is 58 minutes. My experience, depending on what kind of glitches are going on, I mean, marathon weekend, it was like 4 hours. But on a typical day, like when we signed up for just recently the summer virtual series, and it said your registration, your approximate wait time is over an hour. Well, on one screen it said 59 minutes. On one screen it said over the hour. On my phone it said over an hour, and I was done registering in like what, 15 minutes? Like you can literally watch it tick down. So this is just a guideline. It's just kind of giving you an idea of pay attention.
Yeah. So if it says 58 minutes, don't think you've got an hour to get up and go do something and come back.
Yeah, no, because you'll come back in and it'll already, your time will have expired within the registration. So just be aware of that. It just kind of gives you a graphic to look at. Let's see what's next. Okay, well, let's register.
Let me check your comments first.
Oh, we got comments. Ooh, 4 people. Where do those people come from? Well, let's say hello to Susie.
Hey, hi.
You have to go back and watch the mug of the day and the explanation of the t-shirts of the day. It's t-shirt. Hey. Thank you for joining us, Susie. I'm in Seneca and signal is spotty. Oh, okay. Seneca
Thanks for
is kind of in
joining
the middle
from
of
Seneca.
nowhere. Yeah, thank you. And Matthew says, refresh, refresh, refresh. It's a whole Big Bang Theory thing. It's Control R, Control R, Control R. We're on a Mac. Command R, Command R, Command R.
Nerd.
Let's see. It's like Spectrum. We'll be there between the hours of 8 and 10.
Yeah.
Yep. Charter, cable, whatever. Yeah. So yeah. Matthew, thanks for joining us. All right. Let's register. All right, so we're going to go through the registration process, not completely through it, but sort of through it.
Just what to expect.
I think this is what I wanted. Okay, so first we're going to look at this. We're going to pause it here and there. All right, so first you get in here and it asks you, are you sure you understand that you're registering for a race? Yes, I understand that because I've been waiting since 9 o'clock a.m. and preparing for weeks. Save money. That's another thing that should have been at the beginning because these aren't cheap.
They absolutely are not.
All right. Will you be competing as military? Me? No. Will you be registering an athlete with disabilities? We'll click no on that one. And then we go down to what is your anticipated per mile time? Well, let's assume we're registering for the half marathon, which is probably what this is that you're looking at here. It has between 8 and 10 minutes, 10 and 12 minutes, 12 and 14, or under 8. I didn't even see the under 8 underneath the circle here. Here's my advice. These mean nothing. Unless you are submitting a proof of time, these mean nothing. Just click the lowest one. Because otherwise you're going to get put, like if I put like Tia's, your mile time is between 10 and 12 minutes. Your good
Yeah.
mile time. Like right now, it might be a little bit slower just for knee problems. But
Shh, don't talk about
but in general, hers is probably between 10 and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm going to put? I'm going to put under 8. Because otherwise, she will get put in the very last corral for whatever reason. So just do under 8. You get a better chance of getting put closer to a normal spot where you should be. I've had people that were standing with me in the B and C corrals that could barely walk. Somehow they were at the front. So understand that's how that works. All right, let's move on. We're going to say under 8 minutes. Yes. And is this your first race or your first 5K? No. And then you anticipated what? Run Disney virtual event? Yeah. Have you participated in a Run Disney event at Walt Disney World or Disneyland? Yes. Of course we have. At some point. Are you going to click on it? I must be reading. There we go. Okay. If yes, which one? Obviously at Disney World. Are you a Disney Vacation Club member? No. Are you a Disney cast member? No. I'm ready to pay. Well, I'm not ready to pay, but okay. So here we are. These are the ones we've registered for. And then you go through and okay. Well, then you go through and you pay. Basically, there's just I was trying to go through so you understand what you're getting. There's also at the top the okay. So here are the race options. Like for the marathon weekend, which is coming up soon. These are the race options you have. You will click on one of these, and it will take you to the registration fields. Understand. You have to register each race individually. If I want to run 3 races and I choose the 5 and the 10 and the half, I can't just click on those 3 races and then fill in my information. Oh, no, 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 no. This is why you have to have fast fingers and things ready to go, because you are going to click on one race, you're going to fill out the entire form, and then you're going to go back, you're going to click on the next race, fill out the entire form, that entire form, and then you're going to go back and you're going to click on the next race and fill out the entire form.
Now, is that the same thing if you're registering for a challenge?
No, if you are registering for a challenge, you only have to register for the challenge. Like I'm gonna do the dopey challenge this year, next year. First one and probably only one ever, unless we get a real good theme in like 5 years. So I said I needed to do it at least once. It's going to be this year because I like the theme, and I don't know how much longer these knees are going to hold out and the feet. And I'm getting old. I'm about to have my 48th birthday. Ugh. Anyway, so understand that the challenges, if you're registering for a challenge, then you register for the challenge. If you register for the 5K individually, the 10K individually, the half marathon individually, and the marathon individually, you have to register every single one of those races. And okay, so if I'm registering myself, typically what will happen is if I'm in my account, all of my information will propagate. So it'll have my first name, middle name, last name, my address, and stuff like that. But if I'm registering her, I have to go through and type all of that stuff in for every single race on every single screen. Nothing gets saved except for my information that's already in my account.
So remember way back at the beginning of this video when we said have information ready that you can copy and paste.
Mm-hmm.
That would be that
That would
information.
be why. So, okay. I'm going to say pay attention because I have the screen up here because I almost had this. Actually, I think I had to call and get them to fix it one time. When you get to the t-shirt section, understand they've got women's extra small all the way through men's extra, extra large. They're not in reverse. Make sure you're clicking on the right one. I think at one point what I did was I was like, oh, I was looking at large. I immediately clicked this one right here because I saw large and I was done with it. I went all the way through. Then I got to Tia's screen and I was like, oh, I clicked on large again because we're both getting men's large. I didn't go, oh, I actually clicked on large again. When I got done, I realized what I had done. I called, they got it fixed. It wasn't an issue. But it's a whole lot easier if you don't have to go back and try to make phone calls because they don't pick up the phone.
Also note, if you are a lady and you don't like the ladies' shirts, you can choose men's. I don't like the women's shirts.
Yes.
So I always get a men's medium.
Yeah, because they have those weird, like the V cut right here. That's typically how the women's are, and the men's just look like this.
Yeah.
So that's just something to be
So
aware
you get
of.
whatever you like.
So pay attention when you're filling out the form. All right, we're going to move on to proof of time required. Oh, I guess that's the end. Okay, so for races, I think it's the 10K and up. You have to provide a proof of time if you are under a certain time. I have right here. Okay. So for example, this is the half marathon. It's going to ask me, is your half marathon time 2 hours and 15 minutes or less? A proof of time will be required. But if it's 2 hours and 15 minutes or over, proof of time is not required. Well, I know that my half marathon time is boom. I think the last one I did was like 2 hours and 30 minutes. So not too shabby. It might have been faster than that, but I'm not 100% positive. I'll have to go back and check so I can decide. But if your proof of time is required, you're going to have to put it in. Okay, select your anticipated half marathon finish time. Okay, well, like I said before, I just put the lowest one, which actually was quite accurate. So I just put the lowest one. You can choose any of these. You can fib, you can tell the truth, whatever you want to do. Just put the lowest one. Same thing happens. Okay. The half marathon, I think, I'm not sure if it's on the website or not. Let's see. One of them actually said when you had to have your race information in there by. Oh, here it is. Proof of guideline. Okay. So you are going to need official time. Where is it at?
Between July.
Oh, there we are. Thank you. Okay, so you have between, I guess the deadline is July 1st, 2024, to get your proof of time required in. Don't try to do it. I think you can do it during the registration. Don't do it. That is just more time that you are getting taken away from actually fast fingering all the way through the registration process. Because again, while you're registering, other people are also registering. And you are not guaranteed a spot until you get the email that says confirmed. So fast fingers. And that will play into a couple of other things in just a moment. Oh, we have comments. Oh, let's see. Matthew, are you crazy? Yes or no? Yes. Disability? After I run the whole weekend, probably. But as of yet, no. All right. Let's get to, is this part 3? No. Part 4. There we go. Okay, we're going to get into pre-ordering merchandise. You can pre-order merchandise. Let me get, I actually have a little thing up here. When you get through the registration, you have the option, not always. Sometimes, I think starting Is that my phone? Pardon me while my chest is in the thing. I thought I put it on. I don't know who that is.
Sorry.
Actually, I think that's Amazon. So if you want to go grab that, they're probably outside going, where do I put it?
Just leave it out there.
Okay, so when you're pre-ordering merchandise, some races allow it, some races don't. For a long time, because of world ending, they didn't offer it, but then it just came back one day. So right now, it seems like they're going to continue offering it because during the Wine and Dine for 2023, they offered the merchandise. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the. My goodness, sorry for all the noises. All right, so what you need to do is do not do the merchandise, the pre-order. I'm getting all distracted from the phone. Pre-ordering merchandise, don't do it during the registration. It will be available after registration, and basically until it sells, until the merchandise sells out. So I think for this,
Sweet cheese and
just
crackers.
go downstairs.
Oh, please.
She's probably outside, or he's probably outside. Tia, we'll be back in a moment. I apologize for the thing. All right, so pre-ordering merchandise during registration. Let me try this again. Do this after you are under a huge time crunch because, again, while you're registering, so are 100,000 other people. And if you're going to waste your time looking through all of the merchandise, you are going to lose your races that you're trying to register for. Register for your race, get it paid for, then you go back into your runDisney account, and that is where our video is going to pick up right here. I'm in my runDisney account. I click on Buy Products. And all of a sudden, this is what's available. Literally everything that was in registration is now available here. So don't waste your time during registration. Wait until you're finished. Then you can buy your products at your leisure. I spent 30 minutes going through all of this, looking at all the details, and I did not lose my registration for the races. So there you are. That is my advice. Don't dilly-dally. Get your registration done, then go pre-order. It will be available to you. Let's see here. For pre-ordering, additional fees do apply. Just to let you know. I think I calculated it was like between 4 and 10%. I could be wrong. I didn't have that. I couldn't find that information. I did the math last year. I wrote it down somewhere. It's on one of our videos. Go to our YouTube page, find the runDisney registration days, and you can find it on there. I don't remember what it is, but it's like 4% to 10% or something like that. But is it worth it? It is. Because there are some things that, for example, at the Wine and Dine, did you get them?
They just left it outside.
Okay.
Come on,
So
Amazon.
during this Wine and Dine race where all of the stuff I just showed you was available, there was one thing. I signed up for the challenge because it was Figment themed. All the Figment stuff, all like the pins and the magnets and all that stuff sold out when we got to the expo. So luckily I pre-ordered it online and I did not have that issue. There was actually other stuff that was also sold out when we got there first thing in the morning, already gone, because the scalpers got there, they bought everything, and then it ended up online. Well, pick and choose what you think may or may not sell out, and go ahead and buy
Or if you know you want it, just go ahead and get it.
Yeah, the only problem that I'm only mentioning this. The only problem is that no discounts on pre-orders.
That's true.
Plus, there's that fee for buying the pre-order online. They're going to charge you the whatever the processing fee is and all that crap. But you pick it up at the expo. You still have to wait in line to get into the expo to go into the thing that says I already pre-ordered to get your stuff. So you still got to wait in line, but it will be there.
A lot of times the pass holder stuff will sell out.
So I would say go and usually they have a pass holder thing, a bundle in here. Let's see. Yeah, it's at the top up here. So usually they'll have like a little pass holder section up here, commemorative weekend. Here's the pass holder bundle at the bottom right here underneath my banner. So right here at the bottom. So if you are a pass holder must have, I would recommend doing it. And when you get there, if shirts don't fit or anything like that, you can exchange it out as long as they have what you need, and they typically do. Um, like I said, no discounts for pre-orders, so that is one thing to be aware of. Why should I pre-order? Well, we just talked about all of the reasons why we should pre-order, because it may sell out before you get there. Now, what happens after registration? You know what? We're going to pause on that for a second. Your mom. Oh, she's laughing at the whole
Yeah.
us being disabled after the races.
Or the telephone ringing.
Or the telephone ring. It's just in general. All right. What happens after registration? The big thing is if you've signed anyone else up. I have had this happen for every single race. If you are registering someone else, it won't get messed up. You won't lose any registrations. But what you get is this thing that says she'll get an email, or I'll get the email, or it'll be in my account that says, hey, you need to fill out this waiver, which I don't understand because they have the waivers there. So
Well, but anything that you can do ahead of time, you want to
no,
do
what
ahead
I'm
of
saying
time.
is they won't let you proceed to the next step unless you have that waiver signed digitally. So it's weird. But whenever you send that person telling them that, hey, I've got this, only they can fill it out. When you send it over to them, it gets messed up. It lost in the ether. She'll look in her account. It will be not there. I'll look in my account. All of a sudden, her registration's gone. Then whenever she finally does get everything where she needs it, she's got 2 or 3 new accounts linked to her, like you see at the top of the screen here where it says my name up here. Well, all of a sudden, I have 3 accounts up there now, and each one of them has a different race in them. So you got to call. You got to call and get it all fixed. That's just something that's going to happen ever since they started doing the digital signature thing, whatever. It's just been a thing, and they can't figure out why it keeps happening. I know a few people, and the same thing happens to all of them. And the people told me, yes, we know it's a thing. We haven't figured it out. Just give us a call. We'll fix it. I've gotten it fixed every time. It's just you have to catch them at the right moment, because actually calling them on the phone is really difficult. Because usually if they don't pick up, you don't leave a message. It just says call us back later and hangs up on you. So let's see. I think that is there anything else after registration we need to be aware of?
Mm, I don't think so. You just got to start training.
Train. Yep,
And there are training materials available on runDisney.
there are. I'm going to say my final thought here is have no expectations. You may get in, you may not. I hear so many horror stories and sad tales of people saying, I tried to register, everything was sold out by the time I got in. I was in the virtual queue for 2 hours. Follow everything that we've said here, and you have a much better chance of getting your registration. I'm not going to say you will get it. Have multiple computers open, have multiple browsers open, have multiple devices, have multiple people trying to do the registration, and chances are you're going to get what you want.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I'm not guaranteeing that. We have never had an issue registering because I'm always on there.
Now that you say that, jeez.
We've had issues. We've never not gotten our registration. So hopefully it continues for this. Just do this stuff and you have a much better opportunity to get what you want. Don't waste time. Fill out fast. All right, we have a comment here. Da phone. Oh, yeah. So I guess that's all for now. Let's talk about real quickly. What are you going to run? What are you hoping to register for the Run Disney half marathon? No, Run Disney marathon weekend, the annual marathon weekend.
Oy, oy, oy.
We're gonna put this
I think for myself, the 5K and the 10K.
So Tia is going to do both of these right here. I, like I told you before, for the first time ever and maybe only, am going to do the Dopey Challenge,
Which is
which is the 5K on Thursday, the 10K on Friday, the half marathon on Saturday, the full marathon on Sunday.
that's a lot of miles, y'all.
That is. Oh, and one real quickly. Typically, most people don't understand this. There's the Goofy Challenge, which is just the half marathon and the full marathon. And then there's the Dopey Challenge, which is all the stuff that I just said, the entire weekend. If you do the Dopey Challenge, you are also doing the Goofy Challenge. So the Goofy Challenge includes the Goofy medal and the Dopey medal because you're doing all of it. So if you want to do the Goofy Challenge because you like the Goofy medal, but you want to do the Dopey Challenge because you like the Dopey medal, do the Dopey Challenge because you get both medals.
Yeah. Dopey, you're going to get 6 medals and 6 shirts.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You get all the shirts. Shirts. Now, from 2023 to 2025, I did notice that the prices went up. I was looking, one of my videos has it, but the Dopey Challenge for 2023 was $640. It is now $688. Yikes. And that's another reason why this might be a one and done thing, because that's expensive. So I said, this is the year I can do it. I think my legs are ready. I need to train. And this will probably be the last year that I do it. Most likely. I can neither confirm nor deny that. See how it goes. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And hopefully on Wednesday or Thursday, we'll let you know what we got. Tuesday. You know what? I'm going to create a banner for this just to say it's Tuesday, April 9th, right?
Mm-hmm.
10 a.m.
Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time. And this is when registration is. So be ready. Good luck. Let us know what you got. Let us know what you want to run. Let us know what you were able to get. That's the big thing right there. What are you able to get? Usually the challenges don't sell out as fast. 5K typically sells out first. Just those are notes for you. All right. Is that it, Tia?
I think that's it for today.
I think that's it. All right. Thank you for joining us. Will we be back next Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
We will. We'll be back next Sunday, 5 p.m. Sunday. We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for joining us.
No kicks!